I was raised in a Christian house. I had a good family. I had good experiences. I played sports and was full of life. But looking back, I wasn't really rooted in an identity. I wasn't really comfortable with myself. I would bounce from friend group to friend group, just looking to find my place, but never really found it. There were voids and wounds in my heart that just needed to be filled, but it wasn't happening. So by the time high school hit, I got involved with the wrong crowd and I started using substances for my enjoyment. I started smoking weed and I started drinking. Like most bad habits, it started off slow, but then progressed. So that by the time the end of high school came, I was really doing this every day and I had at this point graduated to harder drugs. After high school, I knew something needed to change. So I went to a golf school in South Carolina and thought that I would just leave all my problems behind, but that's not really the way it works. They follow you where you go. When I got down there, I got involved with worse crowds. I emulated the wrong people, got involved with gangsters and that lifestyle with selling drugs and organized crime, and just really in a bad spot. After graduating, I came home and got a good job, but after 3 months, I had a full-blown opiate addiction. Started hanging around with the same old crowd that I was at back home, and things just got worse. From there, it really went downhill. I got to a place where the next 3 years were just filled with crime and deception and just plain misery. For those of you who don't know about an opiate addiction, it's literally a living hell. I was lost. There seemed to be nowhere that I could go. I wanted to stop, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. It seemed like there was no hope and nowhere to go. I was really at the end of my road. I had lost everything. I lost my family, my friends, my license, my car, my house. Everything was gone. I had nowhere to go. But then God showed up and God intervened. I was on the verge of another arrest and going to jail. But then He carried me through the doors of Teen Challenge and started a work in me. Now, I wish I could say that it ended there and that everything worked out perfectly, but that wasn't the case. But I was on a journey. But what He really started to do is He started to reveal Himself to me in a new way. One of the biggest moments that I had being in Australia, I had a picture of me being a little kid and God just throwing me up in the air and just having fun and playing with me and showing me that that's the relationship that He wanted to have. I had other significant intervention moments where during times of deliverance, it was so intense that afterwards, I didn't even realize that I lived with anxiety until it was gone. I've had moments of significant outpourings that are just amazing. And then I've also had more just continuous moments where it's like God just whispering love and affirmation to me. What this has really done is just change my perspective on God. I always knew that He was real, but if you had asked me if I had an awareness of His presence, I couldn't have said yes. Him intervening has really just changed that outlook where I can see that He is near, that He is loving, that He just wants to have that relationship with me where it's just close. Without that intervention, I would have been lost. I would have had nothing. But with that intervention, the fruit that comes with it is amazing. The fact that I can be in business school, that I can work with a few different ministries, and I can be involved in shaping other people's lives, it just shows that fruit and that redemption. He's in the healing business. He's real. He has power, and I know it. I'm Brad Anderson, and without God's intervention, I'd be a statistic.